Welcome back to my channel. This is Xoxo Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at your soul family members and getting messages from them. So I quickly want to explain how this reading is going to work, just to clear any confusion. So this soul family could be people in your present life. They could be people not currently incarnated. They could be people from past lives. I'm really leaving it open to whoever wants to come through. So you might find that a particular energy resonates for someone that you know, and for maybe someone else that energy is going to resonate for someone that maybe they don't know but feel a familiar connection to. It really doesn't matter. There are no rules. However, I do want to say, if you get a pile and it sounds like yourself, which is not crazy, because what if someone in your soul family was looking at this and wanted to know who was in their soul family? Of course you're going to show up. If you don't want to hear about yourself, try a different pile, because it is likely you are picking up on your own energy. That being said, it is absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile this time. You can be drawn to all 5 if you want to. There's no right or wrongs. All you need to do is take what resonates and leave the rest. So what we're gonna do for each pile is look at the energy that's presenting itself. And if that sounds like an energy you feel familiar with, or even not, but are interested and want to see what they might want to say to you, feel free to stick around. But yeah, you can pick, mix and match, see what works for you. It does not matter. There are no rules. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So we have 5. I was about to say 4. We have 5. 5 piles to choose from today. Starting with pile 1, we have the Crow Tarot and this gorgeous black Moonstone stone. And then for pile 2, we have the Modern Witch Tarot and this Aqua Aura Quartz. Or is it Aura Coated? Aura Quartz, it's the same thing. And then for pile 3, we have the Revival Art Tarot, as well as this Pyrite in clear quartz stone. And then for pile 4, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot, as well as this Labradorite Sun and Moon carving. And then finally for pile 5, we have the Good Tarot with this Chrysoprase Palmstone. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. Like I said, absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. Just do what feels right. There are no rules. All that matters is that you get something out of it. I mean, information is useless unless you can do something with it. So if it has no use, just discard it. If it resonates, take it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the readings now. So once you have picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section, where I'll have all the timestamps listed below, and then I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Black Moonstone stone and the Crow Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to use the tarot to channel the message from this soul family member. I was gonna say person, but then I was like, oh wait, they may not be existent. We're gonna see. So I'm gonna pull these, I'm gonna lay these out, and we will just see who this soul family member of yours is. So to start, we have the Lover, and we have Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. We have the Thinking Man. We have Archangel Oracle, the Wild Within. We have Crystal Waterfall, cleanse your mind and cleanse your soul. We have Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Oh my God, I love how much this match. Okay, anyway, we also have I release what does not serve me. And we have the Lion card here. Wow, okay. Very heavy energies straight out from the gate, and I'm also kind of obsessed with like all of the synchronicity in this pile. So I would say in terms of this soul family member, it's kind of obvious right off the bat what kind of soul family member this is. But I will say, if you haven't met them, you'll know. And if you've met them, you'll know. This person is definitely coming through with a more masculine energy if they are currently incarnated on this planet. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but especially Leo with the Lion card coming out here. But with the Lover card being here, I definitely think that this is a divine counterpart of some kind, someone very, very special to you. Yeah, and even in this alchemy card, it kind of looks like the energy body that certain divine counterparts can share. But anyway, I definitely think that this is someone that is very, very close and very important to you, which is why I say if you haven't met them, you'll know. Because once you've met someone like this, you'll know. I definitely think that this is someone where they are on this path. They may not be originally, but the point of this path that they're on is to be on this journey of complete self-mastery with their personal life and their spiritual life. There will be times that this will likely sound like you as well, so do be aware of that. But you and this person are meant to create alchemy. And if you've never read The Alchemist, it's by Paulo C something. I'm not even going to try to say his last name, but it's a very popular book. You should definitely read it because I think it would be very helpful for you. And I even noticed the number 8 is here, which is another Leo sign for me, because it's the same number as the Strength card in tarot. But I definitely think that this is someone who is going to trigger a lot within you and vice versa. This is a very transactional relationship where the both of you are really faced with parts of yourself that maybe you weren't aware of or weren't very fond of. I definitely think that there could be a lot of ego involved in a connection like this, but this is definitely someone where, like, at the root there's lots and lots of love, but the complexity of how a soul family connection like this plays out in the physical realm, it can get really, really messy. So with cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life, and we have alchemy, I definitely think that it's quite possible you and this person could experience a really difficult dark night of the soul, either before you meet each other or when you meet each other. In fact, it's quite possible that meeting this person could be what leads to that. Because with I release what does not serve me, it's quite possible that this person may only be in your life for a season, or they may come in and out of your life in the sense that there may need to be separation here. There may need to be time apart. But this is definitely someone who's incredibly intelligent and does tend to be more masculine in energy. It doesn't matter their sex or what they identify as, but they have a more masculine energy to them. I also see they have a lot of pride. They could have really nice hair, or if they're bald, they really rock the bald. And one thing that I see here is that there's a lot of opportunity for healing together, but it requires the both of you to start alchemizing yourselves. So like it says here, it activates our magical ability of remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. And so it's like the more you find your own magic, the more you're able to see this person more clearly or show up for this person and vice versa. Excuse me, burping. This is a connection that requires the both of you to let go of a lot of baggage, a lot of habits, a lot of things that maybe you both would want to ignore, because the energy of this connection is so freaking compelling. I actually want to read what this Archangel Oracle card says, because I think it's very fitting for the both of you. Travel the road less walked, step out of your comfort zone, and embrace the wilderness inside. Be brave to see what's around the corner, make your own rules, question everything, and create your own program. Yeah, because this is a soul family connection, which, even though it's soul family, it's definitely very love-based. Even if you're aromantic or asexual or something like that, there's definitely a intense, heavy energy here. And actually, I think it's interesting that you picked the Black Moonstone, because Black Moonstone to me always makes me think of protection. And I think that this is a very divinely protected connection, because the lessons that you both are meant to learn together can be very intense at times and can be very triggering. There's a lot of And what I just noticed too is that this number 19 in tarot is the sun, which is also Leo energy. Jeez, there's a lot of Leo sun energy in here. But anyway, you both are going to become aware of things that you need to let go of in order to embrace more happiness. This is someone that is going to change your life in ways that you never thought possible, but also open you up to possibilities that you could have never imagined. This is someone that is going to test you. This is going to be someone that makes you think differently, makes you think on your feet. And I think that if you know this person, they think of you a lot. I think with a connection like this, it's very understandable that you may come together and come apart, or this connection may be a little bit rocky until you both are on that healing journey and you both are kind of committed to yourselves. But this is definitely a lover that's meant to help you love yourself and be able to share in love with others, whether it's with this person or not. As a soul family member, your job and this person's job are to help each other grow, help each other evolve, add more love into your life, give more love to others after adding it to yourself, learning to love yourself, learning to come into union with yourself, learning to embrace who you are and enter this lion energy. Because if you pick this pile, this lion energy also applies to you. You're also in this energy of having complete self-mastery. Not right now, but that's the goal. That's the journey. You know, I don't think that's something that we necessarily achieve in one lifetime, but it's the goal. Or I guess you could see in one lifetime the complete self-mastery of the person that you are now. But with this as well, I think that there's a lot of intense energy where you and this person might be seen by a lot, but intimately known by few. And I think that the fact that you and this person will have such an intimate connection where you truly get one another, but you can also press each other's buttons like no other. It's going to be very intense, but it's also going to inspire the both of you to walk a road less traveled. I don't know why, but this fucking TikTok audio keeps playing in my head that's just like, I want waffle fries. And I don't know if that has any significance to anyone, but I hope if I say it, it'll stop bothering me while I'm trying to channel. So I don't know if someone wants waffle fries or waffle fries are significant, but anyway, this is definitely someone that you're meant to grow with, and someone that they're on your path and you're on their path to make each other better. You're kind of one and the same in a lot of ways, so it's hard almost to pinpoint just this person because your energy is intermixed with it as well. But with this crystal waterfall here, this is meant to help you cleanse and heal a lot. And I love how almost like the I release what doesn't serve me and the crystal waterfalls are just very similar. It's like healing, cleansing, recharging, because it's after you both really do that healing that you have the opportunity to start alchemizing together, which I think alchemizing together, everything is dependent on your individual soul plan, but this is definitely someone who is a divine counterpart of some kind. And maybe you don't have a divine counterpart incarnated, but maybe spirit wants you to be aware of the fact that you do have one. It may just not be this lifetime. Maybe they're guiding you. Maybe they are helping you from beyond, or maybe you haven't met them yet. So this could be a sign that you haven't met them yet as well. But this is, I can't sit here and try and act like there's other combinations. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and the fact that like all the colors just coincide with one another. I mean, we have tons of a lot of sacral orange energy, a lot of purple, which is for me very crown chakra, third eye energy. There's going to be a lot of psychic phenomena between the two of you. And I love too that we have the swan in the lover card, because with the cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life, you both might have gone through ugly duckling phases or something like that. But, the swan to me is all about transformation. And so I think that you both are going to be put in each other's lives to be transformed in the people that you're meant to be, to walk this very specific path. And this person is somebody that I think will be more than just a friend, but whether the relationship escalates to that or you both are able to be in that energy is up to free will. So we are going to use the Crow Tarot to get a message from this person. The Six of Wands does not want to stop coming out. I keep seeing it. I was seeing it before the video when I started shuffling these cards. I'm very intrigued to see what this person has to say to you. So, Spirit, what does this soul family member have to say to pile one, please? Ah, we have the Fool. Okay. Oh my God, we have the Two of Cups and another Lion. I can't even stop. This is just like, oh, this is crazy, crazy energies. Sometimes I like to talk like Charlotte from Happy Twins 1111. If you, oh my God, of course I would be mentioning her. She has a lot of videos about divine counterpart energy, and I think she's doing a class with Made for Love soon around twins specifically. But and I don't want to say that this is that. I definitely think it's a divine counterpart of some kind, but I will not say. I don't know, we're close. So I listen to her accent a lot, and I just like, oh, I just love it. Heavy energies, yes. Okay, anyway, what does this person want to say? Sorry, I got distracted. What does this person want to say to pile one, please? We have the Magician. Holy schlamole. Okay, one more. We have the Hermit. And on the back of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so I do want to mention straight out the gate that we do have we have 5 cards out on the table, and 3 of them are Major Arcana. Major Arcana doesn't mean that it's better. For those of you that are learning tarot, it doesn't mean that they're better than Minor Arcana. It just means that they have heavier energies and they can kind of, I don't know, I'll think of a way to explain it, but essentially it's called the Major Arcana. It's supposed to have heavier energies. And then back of the deck energies, I like to kind of look at as the main idea or the hidden element. So what I find really fascinating here is we start off with the Fool. And I think that this is very fitting. I think that if you know this person, they're saying that they do want a fresh start, or they're saying that a fresh start will happen when the time is right. If you haven't met this person and you are headed towards a new life or making some sort of moves to restart your life or have a fresh new beginning, I feel like your counterpart is coming in to say, these are the moves that are going to help you meet me. Like, please continue to do what you can to have this fresh beginning. But more so than that, I feel like this person's higher self is really coming through, and they're wanting you to remember, especially if you know who this person is, that you deserve to feel joy and lightness in your life. And that I feel like this person, for some of you, is wanting forgiveness, but they're dealing with the ego of acting like a fool in some sort of way. I don't normally take the Fool card as like acting like a fool, but I do think that maybe both of you in certain circumstances have acted in ways that maybe you're not proud of, or that maybe you cringe at. And I think that Spirit is saying, this is more so Spirit than your person, but you're allowed to forgive yourself for anything in your past, and you're allowed to forgive your person should you want to. But I think with the Fool card here, I think that this is a reminder from this person that things can always shift and new beginnings can always happen, but they have to happen when the time is right. Because with the Two of Cups here, I think that if you haven't met this person yet, this person does feel you. This person knows that you're out there, even though they don't know who you are. But if you do know this person, I feel like this person wants you to know no matter how they act or behave towards you, they feel that too. And in fact, they feel that connection, that resonance. This Two of Cups is like a deep soul understanding, you know, with the cups facing each other. It's like this deep emotional resonance with one another. And I feel like this person is afraid of how deeply you can see into them. And I think it might overwhelm them, because it's like, maybe they're not the type of person to really open themselves up, but you are someone where they feel like they see you as a true counterpart. And I think they may struggle with that, because with this Hermit card here, this person may isolate themselves, or you may be in a separation with them in some kind. I do feel like this person does like to push people away, because bringing people into their life can be very scary. With the Two of Cups being here as well, though, I find it interesting that these two crows are kind of sharing a heart. And I think that this person is saying, like, your hearts are with one another, whether you're aware of it or not, and that you're always in their heart. And I think that if you know this person and they're in your life, I think they would just say that they love, first of all, how silly and free they can be with you, but secondly, the fact that they just feel like your energies are so similar and so easy to mesh with, that it's like, I don't know, life is easier, life is more interesting, life just feels less lonely. I feel like you bring something to the table that nobody else does, which you're supposed to, because you're this person's divine counterpart, but they just feel such a deep resonance with you. And so if this person can't really show up for you right now, I feel like this person maybe holds a lot of guilt and shame, but they want you to be aware that they do feel those things, even if they don't act that way. And it should be important to remember as well that we have the thinking card here. So this person is much more comfortable in their mental energy than their emotional energy. So it may be hard for them to tap into that. And in fact, they may try to distract themselves from this connection because it may be overwhelming, the emotions that they feel for you. Like, I'm just feeling so much energy in my sacral chakra right now. And I think that's partially because this person is also very attracted to you. But with the Hermit card being here, I feel like this person, if you haven't talked to them in a long time, I think they could be really missing you. It's almost like you're this little secret in the back of their mind where they almost have this inner fantasy world about you. But then at the same time, it's like they almost don't want to admit that sometimes. Like, they might get really lost in their fantasies about you and about this connection, and then they might get like really embarrassed. Like, they're not allowed to have feelings or emotions or have hopes or dreams. So I feel like this person is really working on a fresh beginning for themselves. At least this person does have a lot that they're trying to purge right now. And I think with the Three of Pentacles on the back of the deck, this person does want to work with you at the very least to make this connection better. I think they want to build this slowly but surely. But I think right now they're kind of saying, you know, our purpose right now is to work on our own. Unless you're with this person, then I would say this, if you've been like worried about this person being more withdrawn, I would say they're just kind of taking time to work on their inner world, and that they actually, you know, they really enjoy working with you, like together in a friendship or relationship, whatever it may be. But they need that time to themselves to kind of know what they're about and who they are. I also find it really fascinating with the Magician. I do feel like this person is trying to become more empowered and trying to let spirit into their life more in whatever way that means to them. So whether they're religious or not. But the phrase that I really think about when it comes to the Magician is as above, so below. And I think that this person is really learning how to allow the divine to guide them so that they can manipulate the 3D reality to align with the divine's plan. I feel like this person recognizes that their communication can almost be destructive, and they're really working on themselves right now. And I think that this person also really struggles with overthinking, and I think they overthink about you and this connection a lot. If they haven't met you, they're definitely working on themselves right now and getting ready to meet someone like you. They're manifesting this for sure. They're manifesting some type of partner. And I feel like they're assuring that this new beginning can and will happen, or a beginning in general can and will happen. I feel like you almost needed the confirmation that this person, that there is some significance to this person, especially if you already know them. I definitely think that this person thinks about you a lot, and I think that when they're alone in their inner world, it's like they almost don't want to work on themselves because it feels so comfortable just fantasizing about you and them, and in a perfect world. It's an in a perfect world kind of energy, you know what I mean? So I definitely think that this person needs to work on themselves a little bit more and work on empowering themselves a little bit more. They may be insecure about going outside of what's normal for their peer group or in their culture or in their family. But I think more than anything, this person wants you to recognize your power, and they want you to know that they're starting to recognize theirs. I think that they are starting to open up to their emotional world, not completely, but they're becoming aware of it, and that is positive progress. There's a lot of Mercury energy here. So we are in Mercury retrograde right now, so you could hear this person during Mercury retrograde. If not the one that I'm in currently filming, maybe the next one, or if you're in one right now, this one. This is timeless, so whenever you find it, that's all that matters. But I think more than anything, this person wants to communicate with you when they know what they actually have to say. It's like this person knows in their heart that there's something deeper to this connection, and they have so much love for you. And so I think that they're really trying to allow the divine to have things unfold here the way that they will, because I think that they're very terrified of messing anything up. But rest assured, this is somebody that really cares about you, and even if they don't necessarily show it, in fact, they might put in effort to make it look like they don't care about you. And that's a sign that they care about you. I know it's really confusing, but this is someone who, they don't want to reveal their bag of tricks. They don't want to reveal their cards. They keep their feelings hidden in secret, like this little lantern and the hermit. So with the Magician here, you know, this person might act like they don't give a shit or they don't notice it. They're just playing their little role and just trying to pretend like they're completely clueless, but it's fine. The divine will have their way with them. You can trust that. But that doesn't mean that this person doesn't think about you, that this person doesn't cherish you, because they do. I feel like they just don't feel worthy of you. With the hermit here, they could have some Virgo placements. And I did want to mention the Magician rules, not Gemini. Mercury rules the Magician, and the signs ruled by Mercury are Gemini and Virgo. And so those could be significant signs, but Virgo energy especially. And with the Fool, I get Uranus energy, and I think that is associated with Aquarius. But their message is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If you are in separation with them, they are taking time to work on themselves, and they hope you're doing the same. They're trying to manifest something better for this connection, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. They are starting to walk their own path, but it's taking a bit of work. If you haven't met them yet, Spirit's definitely saying keep working on yourself, keep doing what you're doing, because you both are coming into alignment in order to meet each other. And I think that if you already know this person, they adore you, and maybe they don't always admit it, but that is the truth, and they are still a work in progress, and they're hoping that you are patient with them, because they have just as much work as you do to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this reading off with some positive guidance for you. So you have something for yourself. So Spirit, what positive guidance do you want to leave pile 1 off with, please? Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. This card urges you to focus on the positive. What you think about is what you bring about. We have relax, everything is okay. Everything is working out perfectly, and this situation will resolve effortlessly. Expect miraculous solutions to unfold. We also have wealth, money is on its way to you. Think thoughts of abundance, we love that. And we have, you're the only one who has the answer you're searching for. Quiet your mind and listen, it's there. I do want to say, when it comes to connections like this, there's a lot of mainstream ways of looking at love and relationships that are pretty problematic. Just because they're normalized doesn't mean they're helpful. I think Spirit really wants to remind you that you don't have to have anyone validate this connection. You don't have to have anyone even know about it. In fact, I would only ask people that have experience with these sort of connections for advice if you truly need it. But I think ultimately, you're the ultimate authority when it comes to connections like this, and you can trust your heart to lead you the right way, especially because we notice that crow that shares that heart. And I think that if you trust your heart, it will lead you exactly where you're meant to go. And on the back of the deck, we have unwavering faith. It's comforting to know we can lean on a higher power than us. Have complete faith that your desires and needs are taken care of, which I very much think that they are. So pile 1, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, you can subscribe if you haven't already, and you can click that little bell notification to be part of my notification squad. You can also check out my merch, which is linked below, and my social media, though do be aware there are tons of scammers pretending to be me, so just know I don't offer personal readings, and I will not try to solicit a personal reading from you in your DMs. But that is all I have for you guys, so thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Aqua or Quartz and the Modern Witch Tarot, this is going to be your reading. But first, as you can see, since they've already slid into the picture and made themselves known, we are going to use these Oracle cards first to look at who this soul family member is, and then we'll use the tarot cards to see what message they have for you. So, to start, we have the Temple and Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. We also have Haunted Staircase. Don't let what ifs haunt you. Regrets, unsaid words, and missed opportunities. We also have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. We have the world. We have Archangel Metatron, or as I like to say, Megatron. And we have empowered self-embodiment there. We also have I am supported. And we have fire ant. Okay, I love this energy so much. This is definitely a more feminine energy, I will say right off the bat. I feel like for a lot of you, this is definitely more of a spirit guide type person who is a part of your soul family. I think it's less likely for a lot of you that you know this person in real life, because I don't think for a lot of you they are currently a person. I think that they're probably guiding you and are connected to you in a soul way. However, for some of you, you could know this person in the 3D, and they could be like a human guide of sorts, or someone that you look to for guidance and growth. With the big picture thinking here in Pleiades energy, this could be someone who is a part of the Pleiadian collective, and maybe if you resonate with being a Pleiadian starseed or just Pleiades energy in general. I'm horrible at saying that, by the way. I'm sorry. I never remember how to say it, but this person, you could be connected to them through that, or this soul. I guess I'm going to say this person because I guess it's hard to quantify conscious energy, or it's just easier to say person. But this soul is here to help support you and guide you through your spiritual journey. And even if this soul you recognize as a person in your life, I think that this is a person that you have met or will meet through some sort of spiritual purpose. So you could meet them on your spiritual path. They could be what inspires you to follow a spiritual path or follow a path where less travel. This could also be someone who you both share a lot of spiritual similarities or similar spiritual paths. But I think for the most of you, this is a guide that helps you specifically with your spiritual evolution and your self-development and your growth. The biggest reason why I feel like this is more of a guide than a human is, first of all, with the I am supported, I feel like part of their job is to support you. And with the temple, I do feel like it's almost like you have to make space for this guide to come in and give you advice. But we also have the world card here. And I almost feel like this could be your guide on the outside looking in. And with Megatron, we have empowered self-embodiment. So I definitely feel like this guide could be a very close personal guide to you. In fact, actually, they kind of give me similar energy to pile 3 of my messages from your spirit guides reading. That's the vibe that I'm getting. I think if it's pink, I think it's that. It may not be for all of you though, but if you watched that reading and resonated with it, this might be that same energy. For some of you, I don't really remember my readings very much, so the fact that it's coming through is probably significant. But with the 32 here as well, that always makes me think of the Empress with the number 3 and High Priestess with number 2. So I definitely think that this guide of yours embodies divine feminine energy of some kind and is a very nurturing and healing guide. I feel like this guide is here to help you grow and evolve and become your best self. And if you know this soul to be a person in your life, then I think that's part of their journey, and you're probably helping them with the same thing. The Fire Ant is a really interesting card for me because it's very different from all of the energies here. So the vibe that I'm getting is that this guide, one of their biggest lessons, or I guess guide works because it could be a person or a soul. One of their roles in your life is to help you look beyond rigid thinking and groupthink. I also think they're there to help you look beyond maybe more immature ways of going about in the world, like maybe, gossiping or, talking badly about others, which I guess that's gossiping, but you know what I mean. I feel like this guide is here to help you live in your heart more, and to help you take risks and go after things. I'm hearing Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson in my head right now. And I think that that's really what this guide is meant to do, is to help you get into your heart space so that you can really start creating the life that you want and bless the world with your creations. Because one message I feel really called to give right off the bat is that if you pick this pile, you do have a very special mission of some kind, and what that mission is will be unique to each of you. But what you do need to know is that your visions matter, your ideas matter, your creativity matters, and no matter what, even if you are working a 9 to 5 or are in school for something, you really need to carve out time to be creative, because you never know where life will lead you. And I think you have a lot of gifts when it comes to your creativity. And if you think, well, I'm bad at this or I'm bad at that, it's like, listen, sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something. That's Jake the dog from Adventure Time, if you were wondering. But I feel like you need to know that whatever path you want to be on, this guide is going to help support you and help you with that. I think that you have a deep, close bond with this guide, and this guide gives me a very motherly energy towards you. So for some of you, this could be there could be like a relation with this soul where maybe you both have like swapped energies of being each other's like parents in different lives. But I feel like this soul in particular feels very attached to you in the sense that they're meant to guide you and support you through your journey. For some of you, they may not be like a spirit. Well, I guess the best way I guess I could put this is, you'll know this soul's energy based on what your life experiences have been. I think most of you, like, I'm just hearing in my head, like, if you know, you know. So I guess what Spirit is trying to say is that that this soul's role and kind of identity, if you could call that, is going to be different for each of you. But it's the common purpose that this soul has for each of you is to help guide you along your path, to help you mature, to help you grow, to help you close out cycles and become the best version of yourself you possibly can. I also think they are here to help you heal your divine feminine energy. And everybody has divine feminine and divine masculine energy, so do not feel like you should only have one or the other. It's not the case. Everybody has both. And I think that this guide specializes more in feminine energy. I also think that this guide will send you inspiration and will send you little signs. I think that they're very cheeky, and I think that they really like to encourage you along your path. The number 39 could be significant, because I just noticed that was what was on the temple card, unless I'm reading my Roman numerals incorrectly, in which case that might be a little embarrassing. But I think no matter what, the number 39 is significant. I'm also just seeing here that this soul is someone who has so much love for you and just wants to do anything they can to help you achieve your dreams. Because obviously, achieving your dreams is a process of co-creation. And I think that this guide may go out of their way to try to make the conditions on the earthly realm as supportive as possible for you so that you can follow these dreams. I feel like this guide also wants to almost like, they don't want to pressure you, but they want to encourage you to take that road less traveled, to take risks, take a chance, make a change, break away. Like, they really want you to trust your own divine path. And I think one thing that they want to remind you is that when you do take the road less traveled, it's often very lonely, and there will be times where you feel like you're on the outside looking in. But this guide really wants you to know that they're always there for you. They're always here for you, and that you're never truly alone. Separation is an illusion, and that while your path may be more lonely than the typical person's, there's big gains and big rewards to come from it. So let's go ahead and see what they want to say to you. We are using the Modern Witch Tarot for your pile. This person or this soul or this guide is really dedicated to helping you achieve your higher purpose. And I think if it's a person, they may not be like in your inner circle, but they will be someone who's very integral in helping you grow and evolve. But I think for most of you, this is more so a spirit guide or something of that nature. It doesn't feel very human, if I'm being honest, but very, very loving and very, very compassionate and very encouraging and a little cheeky. I like it. I also think that they are kind of futuristic. Like, one thing I noticed is that they're drawn to the deck and the stone that dictated this pile is the Modern Witch Tarot, which the Modern Witch Tarot is essentially just a modernized version of the Rider-Waite. So I feel like this guide as well is here to help you do things outside of the box, do things outside of the norm, and maybe even update older things to make them more digestible for a modern audience. But that might be just a specific message for someone. So let's see what this guide or this soul wants you to know. Okay, that went back in, so we're not going to take that. What does this member of Pile 2 soul family want Pile 2 to know, please? Okay. We have the 8 of Swords, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Oh yeah, this I think maybe one thing I forgot to mention is that this soul will not hold back. We have the Page of Wands. Oh my god, Pile 2. We have the 9 of Swords. And on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so you're about to get a little truth bomb, but I'm going to serve it to you as compassionately as possible. Trust me, whenever you think, like, oh, my guides must be so annoyed with me, or my guides must be so frustrated with me, nope, that's just, like, an illusion of your ego. Your guides are unconditionally loving, and if they're not unconditionally loving, they're not your true guides, because guides will always love you unconditionally. They're always there for you, and as long as you're open to receiving them, they will be there for you. But this guide is essentially here, or this soul is here to give you a little bit of a wake-up call. Not in a bad way, but really more so to remind you who the fuck you are. So with the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords here, and the 4 of Pentacles, I feel like you've been doing a lot of comparison with yourself and others, and I can feel you right now, and I can tell you have a lot of dreams, a lot of things that you want to achieve, but you're definitely still held back by fear. You're definitely still held back by what if. And part of your problem is that you may be comparing yourself to people who got started years ago, months ago, are on their different journey. And I feel like this guide really wants you to know that you're not going to just wake up one day and be established or be where you want to be. This is something, your journey is something where you have to really take it one step at a time. Okay, Jordan Sparks. But your brain is the biggest thing holding you back. Your mental blockages, your mental limitations. I feel like one thing you keep asking, you keep saying to yourself is, I really want to do this, but I don't know how, or I really want to do that, but I don't know how. And it's like, most of us don't know what we're doing. We're just, the only difference between, what's the best way to word this? I'm just going to use myself as an example. How do I word this? I started doing this before I even really truly knew what I was doing, and I found my way through the process. I'm self-taught in tarot, and here I am. But it didn't happen in a day, you know? And I'm still growing, and I'm still evolving, and I still consider myself a major noob, even though I know probably technically I'm not at this point. But your attitude towards achieving success needs to change, because you may be looking at people that you view as successful, because let's be real, success is subjective, and success is not something that is infinite. Well, I guess, listen, whatever your idea of success is, that's what it is. So like if being successful for you is getting out of bed, then you're successful that day. If being successful for you is achieving some sort of insane milestone that's going to take a long time, it's going to be a lot harder for you to feel proud of yourself. But what I think right now is that you're looking for all the reasons why not to go after your dreams. Well, I'm not talented enough. Well, I don't have this yet, or I don't have that yet. There's always ways that you can start. And I think this guide wants you to be aware of what kind of excuses you may be making for yourself out of fear or out of uncertainty. This guide really wants you to trust yourself, because they need you to understand that the journey that you're on is not just it's not just one and done. It doesn't happen overnight. It might require a lot of work. It might require a lot of time. It might require a lot of growth. But I feel like with this Four of Pentacles, you might be really holding yourself back from even trying because you're afraid of failure or afraid of what your first products might look like, what your first creations might look like, or what starting out might look like. And this guide is here to tell you the only person you're holding, like, you're literally just holding yourself back because you're going to start achieving things anyway. But the problem is that you're allowing your mind to stop you from being led by your heart. With the Knight of Cups being here, if you follow what you're passionate about and you follow what makes your heart shine, you will find what you need to find. And I will say from personal experience, I started this because I loved it and it evolved into this. I literally fucking this is insane. I can't believe I'm showing you this, but I had like a download a few minutes before I started this reading where I like made a promise to myself that I'd never let my heart rot, because like after that, what's the point? And sometimes it can get really easy to be out of your heart space and let your heart rot. So definitely meant to channel this message today for some of you guys, because I feel like you need to recognize that your heart is so much stronger than your thoughts. I really resonate with this energy because I feel like this was me before I ever started doing things I felt passionate about. And the thing is that when you do something you're so passionate about, it won't fucking matter what other people think, because you'll love it so much and it'll fulfill you so much that the people that have a problem, fuck them. They don't need to be in your life, or they don't need to approve of everything you do. You won't need their validation. But with the Page of Wands here, you're still growing, you're still learning, and you need to give yourself the freedom and the room to explore, to make mistakes. This perfectionist tendency that you have is not going to be helpful. You're going to make bad stuff. We all do. We all make bad stuff. And that's okay. That's the process of creation. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to make really good stuff. And a lot of times you're going to make really awesome stuff, especially once you find yourself in your process of creation. It's a process. And the only thing that stops you from doing something is action. And action is new to you in whatever you're doing. And I think this guide is saying your brain is stopping you from taking action, but truly the hardest part of any journey is getting started. And if you've been wanting to get started on your spiritual journey or things like that, buddy, I have news for you. You've already started it, because being spiritual is being human. Living your life is inherently spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Like, everything is a paradox. Nothing is real. God, we're in a simulation in these gross meat bodies, and we're just trying our best. But the point of the matter is that you've got to stop taking yourself too seriously and start taking action. Because if you fall into that trap of taking yourself too seriously, you'll never take action towards your dreams, and you will watch everyone else, quote unquote, fulfill their dreams. And you'll grow to resent yourself because you didn't take any action towards anything. And that's not helpful for you. So what you really need to understand is that nobody has any idea what they're doing. We're all flying by the seat of our pants and faking it till we make it. And that's enough. And whatever you create is enough. Whatever you build upon is enough. And I think you need to give yourself the room and the freedom to make mistakes and let that be enough. Because you learn so much more from mistakes than you do from successes. And you learn so much more from struggles than you do things that happen easily. And I think that you're hoping that you can almost wave a magic wand and the path will just be neatly laid out for you. But that's not the case. I've already talked about the fact that your path is not like most people's. You're walking a road less traveled. And when you walk a road less traveled, you're gonna have to pave the damn path, and it's gonna take more time, it's gonna be harder, it's gonna be longer, but it's gonna be your path, and it's going to be what makes you feel fulfilled. And so if you are existing in your life feeling like nobody sees you, or you're not really living, it's because you're not living from your heart. You need to start listening to your heart and what your heart wants to do, because that's going to lead you exactly where you need to go. This Knight of Cups is you, and it's confirming that you can create the life that you want with your passions. It may take time. You might have to build up first, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means that it might take time. And I love that we have the 4 and the 8 of Pentacles. You can double what you're achieving now through following your heart. You don't need all the answers. And I think that this is such a problem, because our society does this, especially like in school, where they make us line everything out and have everything from point A to point B. You know, everything from the start to the solution, all you know, tallied out. You need to do this, and then you need to do that, and you need to do that. There is no fucking formula, dude. Like, you literally just have to act and trust that there is something unconditionally loving that is supporting you in this journey. Your heart wouldn't sing when you do these things if you weren't meant to do it. I mean, I think about all the time, my childhood self, like the person I was before I developed an ego, before I was crushed by society and had to rebuild myself. Like, I was literally fucking built for this shit. And like, I have to relearn who I was then to be able to do this better, because there's been so much societal conditioning that's made me want to listen to my brain and only listen to what's logical and what's reasonable and what is tangible. And it's just such bullshit. It's just society's bullshit getting all in our, conditioning us. And that's okay. You can't be hard on yourself for that. But the thing is that you're fucking talented and you're brilliant and you have wonderful ideas, and you need to start bringing them down here to the physical world and stop escaping to some dream world where you're living the life that you truly want, because the life that you truly want is accessible, but it's not going to be super easy, and you're going to be confused sometimes, and you're not going to know what the point is sometimes, and there's going to be ups and downs. There is no linear path here. Life is just weird, and like, we just have to go with the flow and be present. But the biggest thing that you need is to be able to trust yourself and trust the universe, that there is something more intelligent than yourself and more intelligent than the people around you that either encourage or discourage you, more intelligent than me, which, I mean, I'm not really here, I'm channeling, but the point of the matter is that you have something to give to this world, and you know that. So instead of toiling over, oh man, like, what if what I create is bad, or what if no one likes it? What if it's good? What if people do like it? What if you encourage someone else? What if you inspire someone else? What if you create something so magnificent it fundamentally changes humanity? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're planning on doing. You can do something really awesome with your life. And no matter what, if it's a life that you're happy with, that means you're on the right path. These cards do not speak to me of someone who is living their divine purpose and feels happy on their path. This tells me someone who knows that deep down there's something meant for them that they are not following because they're afraid, they're worried they won't be supported, and they feel like they're not old enough, not good enough, not talented enough. And so one of the things that you need to work on is reframing how you speak about yourself and how you think about opportunities. Instead of thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to do art because I'm bad at drawing. Take an art class. Start learning. You have to start somewhere. You have to start building. You have to start growing. You know, you know how I started tarot? I literally would pull a card and read the book, and I didn't believe in this shit at one point. I literally was so skeptical. I thought this was all baloney. Like, you just have to be willing to open your mind to a new reality and realize that there are other realities that exist within the one that you currently embody. Because I like the quote, whether you can or you can't, you're right. I think you really need to remind yourself that. Because a lot of what you need to take on are your limiting beliefs that are stopping you from following your heart. Your heart knows exactly where it wants to go, exactly what it wants to do, and your divine guidance is helping you towards that path. It's your brain that's saying, whoa, no, we're bad at things. We could be criticized. People might not approve of us or support of us. That's your fear talking. That's your ego talking. That's your ego trying to keep you safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's so much freedom and so much expansion beyond this energy. And your guides are really saying, don't let these beautiful ideas, these beautiful dreams stay in your head when you have everything to be able to make them a reality. And you may not know how yet. You may not have the resources yet. You just have to trust and take that first step and let the divine unfold things as they will. Because I promise you, you don't need to know how the journey ends. You don't need to know what your destination is. You don't need to know where you're headed. That, first of all, that would ruin the surprise. And second, there's a lot of growth to be had in taking it day by day. I'm not saying You don't have to do anything. You can stay in this energy forever. But if you don't like being in this energy, this is your wake-up call that you can get out of it. It might take work. It might be hard. It might really, really suck. But once you work through it, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel more empowered. You'll feel more encouraged. I'm hearing now that you might want to work on your sacral chakra. It might be underactive. But the biggest thing that you need to know is that everybody starts somewhere, and the hardest part is getting started. And the more you build and the more you do it, the easier it will get. And it won't really ever be truly easy, but it'll get easier. And at least when you're doing something you love, it's a hell of a lot better than doing something you hate. So I feel like this guide is coming through to really encourage you in a more wake the fuck up kind of way, where you need to recognize all the beautiful things about yourself, all the strengths that you have, all the good things that you have, because you're too focused on what you don't have and what you're not, instead of looking at what you are and what you can do and how you can build. There are skills that you can build. There are so many things that you can do to grow and change as a person. And you don't need to do all of them, and you don't need to be all of the things. All you need to do is be you, and be committed to honoring the you that is unfolding, the multidimensionality of yourself. It's hard to say. Honoring you is the best thing that you can do for yourself. The best thing you can do for yourself. And what you're doing right now is honoring what you're not. And that's not honorable to you, my dude. So sorry for all this. I'm not sorry for swearing. Because you know what? I like swearing, and that's me. Anyway, yeah, essentially what this guide is saying is it's time to find solutions to get out of your head, because you're going to live your life on the sidelines if you don't start taking action. The only difference between me and somebody who wants to be a tarot reader is I sat down and I started filming. I mean, I read for a little while before then, but like when I felt confident enough and I was like, okay, I'm going to start. Like literally the only difference between the you now and the you in the future is you starting to take action. Action is the key, and allowing to follow that action with your heart. Inspired action. That is your mission, or at least your assignment. I'm giving you an assignment, and that is to take inspired action towards the things that you love. Period. And with this Page of Wands here, don't view it as something to be successful from. Think of it as an adventure, something to learn. You never know where life will lead you. And all you're doing is just holding yourself back on your own journey and thinking yourself into a tizzy and wearing yourself out. And that's not an energy that you need to be in, because you're far too brilliant and far too gifted and far too talented to be wasting the beautiful gift that you are on tearing yourself down. It's just not right. It's just not right. And so I think that's the message that your guide has for you. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some positive guidance messages. And look, as I cut the deck, choose. You choose how you feel, react, and perceive everything in your life. Choose only to see through love and positivity. And that's hard. I will say that's hard. As someone, I will say myself, listen, I'm not coming here acting like it ain't hard, because it's hard. As someone who dealt with very severe depression and very severe anxiety for the majority of my life, it has not been easy to overcome those things, and I still deal with them. But the thing is I don't let them stop me from doing what my heart loves. You know, it might take time. I might have to take time out. I might have to take breaks. I might question myself and freak out and panic. But at the end of the day, I come back to trust, and I trust that the universe is guiding me in the right direction, and just try not to think about what's next, and just be grateful and present for the moment, because we're just all on this crazy planet and these gross meat sacks, and we're all just doing our best, okay? You're doing your best. You need to be easier on yourself. That's all I have to say about that. So let's get your advice. Okay, so Spirit, what guidance do you have for pile 2 moving forward? What do they need to know? Oh, okay. One more. What's on the back of the deck? What the fuck did I say? What the fuck did I say? Thank you, Spirit. You're the only one who has the answer you're searching for. Quiet your mind and listen. It's there. I promise you, it's already there. This was built into you. Like, seriously. Something with 9s. I just heard this guide might send you messages through nines or animals or figures that have something to do with the number 9. Be aware of that. We have meditate. Meditation is powerful and can help you see clearly and remain calm. Become at peace with yourself and what you desire. If you really struggle with your brain, I would highly suggest you doing guided meditations, just because it helps you kind of like get out of your brain talk. And not only that, like if you're someone who visualizes, a lot of guided meditations can be almost like video games in your head. They're kind of awesome. Yes, we believe in yourself. You have the power to succeed just like everyone else does. Oh my God, I love when the guidance just reaffirms everything I was saying. We also have coincidences. Take note of the coincidences which are occurring around you right now. The universe is trying to have its say in your life. Yes, I told you. You're protected. It's go time. You're currently being protected. The universe has your best interests at heart. Move forward fearlessly and have courage. Yeah, courage is the biggest thing. Courage is... yeah, I would not be doing this. I would not be here. I would not be speaking to you if I hadn't had the courage to put myself out there. And I'm really glad I did. It was hard, and it still is hard sometimes. But being able to connect with you guys and encourage you to follow your dreams and be your best self is like, that's going to make me emotional, but literally one of the biggest blessings in the entire world. And I need you to know that you are a blessing to this world. You matter. You're here for a reason. And you don't need to spend your time tearing yourself down and treating yourself like you're not worthy of the blessings that have always been meant for you, because you are. So it's time for you to start believing in yourself the way that I believe in you, because I do. I very much believe in you. And I want you to double pinky promise me right now that you're going to take action towards something that makes your heart happy, whether that's art, creativity, hanging out with friends, whatever it is for you. Please do something that makes your heart happy and be kind to yourself. And double pinky promise, so you can't fucking break it or I'll be mad, okay? Okay, so that's all I have to say. Pile 2, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That's the simplest and easiest way for you to support me and my channel. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. Feel free to give support to other Pile 2s. If you want to, you can subscribe and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can also check out my social media, though do be aware of tons of scammers pretending to be me. I know it's super lame. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not slide into your DMs offering you a personal reading. Or they usually say some shit like, would you like me to consider you for a personal reading? And I am rich. But that's all I have for you guys. I'm rooting for you. You've got this. You've got it. Like, I'm rooting for you. You're gonna do great. So I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 3. If you guys chose the Pyrite, there it is, in clear quartz, and the Revival Art Tarot, this is going to be your reading all about the soul family member that wants to speak to you, and we will get their message with the tarot cards. So first we have to see who this soul family member is. So to start, we have the self. We have the throat chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. We have the puppet show stage. Acts can't go on forever. Manipulation, falseness, control, and all tied up. We also have the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. We also have the green spectrum. We have the oyster. And we have number 17, I am happy. Okay. This is interesting. This spirit is coming through on a technicality because I do believe it's your higher self. And I guess, you know, you are part of your own family, so I never said a higher self couldn't come through, so I think that is what's coming through today. And if you felt drawn to Pile 2, for some of you, you may want to watch that because there is similar energies going on, but not exactly the same. From what I can see here, your higher self is coming through today because you're definitely on this journey of finding yourself more, becoming more of yourself, becoming more true to yourself, and you're starting to see the dichotomy between the person that you portray and the person that you're becoming, and in turn the person who you truly are. I definitely think that actually it's so cool that you have this deck because there's a reflection there. It's the same little girl, but with 2 reflections. And I think that your outward persona is either very performative or just restricted. Could be more people pleasing. I don't mean performative in like you're pretending to be someone you're not. I feel like it's just more so you play up the attributes of yourself that you know are going to be more accepted and that are easier. I think it's really interesting that we have the use of rope here twice, one in All Tied Up and one in Acts That Can't Go On Forever. So and also with the oyster, that can talk about being restricted, holding things back, not sharing things. So the oyster and the throat chakra are definitely very, they go hand in hand. And what I really see here is the parts of you that really want to emerge, I don't think you feel safe showing. I think they are definitely connected to your heart space. And I think your higher self is coming through first and foremost to encourage you to recognize where maybe you may be suppressing parts of yourself that your ego is ashamed of because they may include aspects of vulnerability or parts of yourself that maybe you haven't really approved of, or maybe were shamed when you were younger. I feel like, oh my God, and I think it's so cool too, we have the pearl and we have the oyster. So the world is your oyster could definitely be a significant phrase. But what I'm really seeing here, especially with the puppet show, you know, your ego is kind of trying to run the show right now, and egos can be very slippery. And we don't need to demonize them because we all have an ego and it's just trying to keep ourselves safe. But there's definitely parts of you that are wanting to emerge. I think you know that life could be better, or you could be happier by opening up, or at least acknowledging parts of yourself that you've been trying to suppress. It's like the only parts of yourself you allow other people to see are the parts of yourself that are not necessarily even true to you. They're just the persona you've created in order to adapt to society and feel safe in it. And so I feel like your higher self is coming through saying it's time to open up more. It's time to be honest with yourself and allow more parts of yourself to come through, because they're only getting stronger the more you suppress them. It's almost like a can of soda that you shake, you know? It's like if you're not careful, your Diet Coke ass is going to get some Mentos put in there by your higher self, and you're just going to explode with authenticity, which I don't think would actually be a bad thing, because I think the more you allow yourself to be your true self, the more you'll realize how absolutely awesome you are. And I feel like that's why your higher self is coming through today, because I don't think that people see you very well, and that's because you're very, very good at putting on the act of the person you want people to see you as. With this oyster card being here, you're hard to read, you're hard to see through. We also have water signs here, so you could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or those placements, but you certainly don't have to. But what I can definitely see here is you hold your emotions back. You hold back the vulnerable parts of yourself, which is very normal. A lot of people do that. But I think that you're not even allowing your emotions to kind of come through when you're alone, when you can be free, when you can be yourself. And I think your higher self is definitely coming through to say that there's a lot of data in your emotional body. There's a lot of information in your emotional body that will help you gain awareness about the experiences that you're going through right now. With the throat chakra being here, I definitely think that I just heard speaking into existence. You might find that the things that you talk about or anticipate or happen for better or for worse. So like if you say like, oh, watch, this person's gonna screw me over, or oh, watch, this thing's gonna happen for me, it always seems to. And I think the universe is saying, be careful what you wish for and be careful what you speak of, because I think what you speak about is almost what you bring about. But I think you're tired of adhering to this version of yourself that doesn't sustain the person that you're becoming. And I think your higher self is really coming through to encourage you to start exploring who you're becoming, because you are multifaceted and you're unique. And I think you're ready to let those unique parts of yourself be seen. And what I think is really interesting is with the oyster card here, you know, it's mostly surrounded by a black background, but it has these little bits of color here. But in the self, it's a beautiful rainbow and it's a pearl. And obviously what's inside the oyster? It's a pearl. And so the more you open up, the people can see who you truly are. You might feel like right now, well, let's be fair, people can only meet you with how much they know themselves and only see you with how much they know and experience. But when you're being your authentic self, it will matter less how people see you because you know who you are and nobody can tell you who you are. But it's like almost these little bits of your true self come out at times. Little bits. Made me think of that Rick and Morty episode. I'd like some little bits right now. Little bits. Anyway, you let these little bits of yourself out, and people can see little things that you show, but there's so much more to the story. There's so much more to you. And really, you're only just doing yourself an injustice by not allowing yourself to explore the multidimensionality of your personality, because there's a lot to you, a lot more than you're willing to admit. And we have another 5 here. So there's a lot indicating change, especially when it comes to changing how you talk about yourself, changing how you see yourself, and changing what you believe to be possible or true. I think that while it may be easier to align with the version of yourself you've created to keep yourself safe, it's not going to sustain or fulfill you. And if you've been deeply unhappy or just really, really lost or feeling like no one sees you, it's because you're not allowing yourself to be seen. You're not opening up. You're not showing people who you are. And I think what's really interesting is that in these 2 cards, there's tons of blue hues. It's almost like you're holding back from speaking the truth to others and speaking the truth to yourself because you're afraid of what the truth might actually look like. But that's the thing. The truth is far more beautiful and colorful than you could ever imagine. I feel like really you're just on this, your higher self is really coming through to remind you that you're on this cusp of growth and change and opening up to the person that you're becoming. And I'm really intrigued by the 29 here. Maybe some of you are going through your Saturn return, and that is impacting this shift. Or you could be 29, or the number 29 could be significant. Also, number 17 could be significant, or 23. Now I'm just hearing the in the club high up part with some shades on. You know, that which that honestly makes kind of sense, because, you know, you might have this very, oh, I don't give a fuck, like, I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me attitude, but I think that there are very deeply emotional, sentimental parts of you that you're ready to see yourself. Even if you don't show them to others, I think it's safe enough for you to be open to them, or I would encourage you to start trying to open up to them, because I think part of your desire to be seen is not to be seen by others, but to be seen and validated by yourself. To have your emotions be validated by you, to feel safe in your own company, because I feel like right now you're fragmented in a way where parts of you do not feel safe to open up. Parts of you do not feel safe to be seen by you. And so I think there's definitely some healing that needs to occur when it comes to how you see yourself and how you allow yourself to express what you're going through, or how you allow the energies that you're experiencing to be experienced. Does that word count long enough? Okay, we're just going to see what your higher self wants to say, because I feel like I'm already channeling. What I will say with this, though, happiness is always a sign that you're on the right path. And so if you're not happy, there's a sign. But with the green spectrum here, the biggest thing, the stone peridot could be very, very helpful for you. I wish I had some on me, but I do not. It's all in the other room. But peridot could be a great stone for you. It's a good stone of compassion and spiritual protection. But I think in general, green hues, green stones, green things could be good for you. Like wearing green, or being out in nature where there's a lot of green, as long as it's not like, I mean, I think being in nature in general is helpful, but I think nature where things are growing and blooming and it's not like the dead of winter, I think would be helpful. But really just getting into your heart space will help you speak the truth and see the truth about yourself, about others, about life. But let's go ahead and see what your higher self wants to say, what messages that they have for you. Oh no. Oh wait, maybe it was just one. I was going through to make sure there were no reversals, because I didn't want to do this reading with reversals, and I cut the deck and saw a reversal, and I was like, I swear there weren't any reversals. I think it was just that one though. So if any reverse come out, I'll get them upright. I just enjoy like resetting my decks myself. Anyway, okay. Spirit, what does pile 3's higher self want to say to pile 3? We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. And on the back of the deck, we have Judgment. That makes a lot of sense. Archangel Gabriel could be significant, so stay on the lookout for signs or messages from him. But I actually find this very, very, very fascinating. We have 2 sevens here, and we have the 6 and the 4 of Pentacles. So your higher self is definitely encouraging you to look at your childhood and look at the environment you were raised in. And think about what parts of yourself were shamed or what parts of yourself were not acceptable. Because those are the parts of yourself that still remain just in the shadows. Those are the parts of yourself that you may find come up, but you suppress them. And that's okay. That's normal. When we are shamed, when we are rejected, when we are treated like parts of ourselves are not okay, we naturally push ourselves away from those, or some of us do, in order to feel safer and more accepted. But the Chariot talks all about the fact that you need to have balance in order to be able to move forward. You know, if the Chariot isn't balanced, it's going to tip over. And in the typical Chariot card, which I do not have my Rider-Waite next to me, there is, well, they're not horses, they're titty sphinxes. And there's a white titty sphinx and a black titty sphinx. And I'm serious, like, you'd think I'm kidding, but they're titty sphinxes. Look at it. Go look up the Rider-Waite Chariot card. Anyway, there's the 2 titty sphinxes, and, you know, one represents the more light side of life, and one represents the darker aspects. You know, it's like a yin-yang, the duality of all that shitola. And so your higher self is coming through to say you don't need to be perfect in order to move forward in life. You don't need to be fully realized, fully seen, fully healed to move forward. Because I definitely see for you there's a desire to change how you're existing right now and a desire to move forward. But I think there's a part of you that feels like, and I think that part of you is your ego, that's saying like, no, you're not ready yet, or no, you can't do that because you're not good, or you can't do that because you'll be shamed, or you can't tell this person that because what if they reject you? Like, you know, things like that. And so I feel like your higher self is saying, listen, you don't need to be a fully healed, complete person. You don't need to fully see yourself. You just need to find that balance within who you are now and nurture and support the parts of you that are helping you grow, and stay aware of the parts of yourself that maybe hold you back or are deemed shadow aspects and or something like that. And look at how they affect your behavior. Look at how they affect the person you're becoming. There's just a lot of need to be aware. I think that's the biggest thing is with this 7 of Swords here, it's almost like you're afraid to look within because you're afraid of what you'll see. But what you're not realizing is that there's a lot of truths you're already aware of deep down. It's just recognizing them consciously is a bit uncomfortable. But once you do, there's a lot of freedom in recognizing that you're not perfect and that there's things you can work on. But not only that, you may not realize how your mindset can be very deceptive towards you. This gives me, your pile gives me, y'all jump to conclusions like world-class bungee jumpers. And I feel like you might jump to conclusions about others or jump to conclusions about outcomes of events that have never even happened because you haven't even set them in motion. It's like I kind of have this mentality that I'm feeling where it's like, well, I'm not going to run that race because I know I wouldn't be number 1, so there's no point. And that's just really gonna not be the right attitude, my dude. And I'm not saying like that specifically, but even the desire to be number 1, like that's an ego thing. Like, man, we're all number 1 in the universe's eyes. Like, and there's room for everyone to be number 1, if I'm being honest. But there's nothing wrong with wanting excellence and wanting to be great. But I think that you have this idea that you can't be great, or you might put yourself down and think that you can only achieve greatness through this very linear and one-dimensional version of yourself that you currently operate in society in. Maybe because it feels safer, maybe because you feel like you'll be accepted more. But I feel like your higher self is coming through, daring you to be different, daring you to open yourself back up to those parts of yourself that you thought maybe were bad or were wrong, because they weren't. It's just that the way you were conditioned in your upbringing, those parts of you weren't accepted, but that doesn't mean that has to be the case now. You have the opportunity to rewrite the script. And so with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you just really hold yourself back in all areas of life because you're afraid of taking risks, of making changes. I really think some of you, if you feel drawn to pile 2, please watch that. And with all the green, you may want to watch pile 5, but I haven't done pile 5 yet, so I have no idea what's in there. Only if you feel drawn to it. Don't do anything unless you feel called to it. But with the Judgment card here, I don't normally look at the Judgment card this way, but I do think that a lot of your behavior is driven by not wanting to be judged by others. And that may not be conscious, but I would pay attention to how often you judge other people. And you don't need to shame yourself for that. We all make judgments. But there's a difference between judgment and discernment. And I think your higher self is trying to lead you towards discernment, because the difference between judgment and discernment is that discernment holds compassion with it. It's not judging what is occurring. It's just assessing whether the energy or the vibration of something is suitable to you or compatible with you. Compassion can be hard, and having compassion for others is almost impossible unless we start having it for ourselves. And there is a very big difference between empathy and compassion. You're not being asked to have empathy for others. You're being asked to have compassion, not only for others, but mainly for yourself. Because compassion entails having kindness and understanding, maybe not outwardly, but choosing to understand that maybe you can't walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Maybe you can't understand what they're going through. Or maybe you can't entirely understand why you are the way you are right now. But having compassion and forgiveness for yourself as you figure out who you are and come into your own. Because there's a very, very, very valuable and beautiful pearl inside of you. And there's lots of wisdom that I feel you have to share with the world. And I think that there are a lot of important experiences that you're meant to have in this journey of unfolding. And I think one thing you need to know is there's no set destination for your life path. I feel like you have this idea that you're going to hit some sort of age or some sort of milestone or some sort of marker, and then it's going to be like, yep, I did it. My life's complete. Now I can focus on the parts of myself that I've been neglecting. It's almost like you want to hit some societal marker that's going to make you think that you're inherently worthy of exploring all parts of you then. But I've got news for you. No amount of external validation will ever be enough for you to feel like you can explore those things. You have to validate it yourself. And I promise you, if you're unhappy now, you'll be unhappy when you get to those milestones. Like, really, like, success and happiness are not the same thing. But if you deem happiness to be a successful endeavor, then you will be. I think what you need to know is that maybe one thing you might want to look at is your relationship with giving and receiving. I also think it would be helpful for you to pay attention to the things that make you feel excited or nostalgic, because I definitely think that there's some inner child stuff that you might want to look at, because I feel like your inner child is really dying to be seen by you right now and told that it's okay to be them. Because actually, your inner child can lead a lot and actually be a very good leader. A lot of times we get stuck in our logical brains and in our egos, and it's hard to kind of get back into our heart space and remember what truly matters and remember what's truly important to us. And it gets harder as we get older because we're just inherently social and there's just so many pressures. And yeah, it's hard to have a journey in a human body. But I think Spirit is really saying with this Judgment card in reverse, like, things will be revealed in time, and truths will be revealed to you in such powerful ways that you won't be able to change. But I think the universe is just encouraging you to be open to these changes, because I feel like they're coming no matter what. But you may be prolonging them by continuing to play the role of a person that you're not in order to feel safe in your environment. And if being yourself would make you unsafe in your environment, like in a physical way or things like that, I mean, do what you need to do. Like, but if the only thing that makes you feel unsafe is judgment from others or ridicule or things like that, I would really, really encourage you to work on validating yourself and work on your self-esteem, because you'll realize those judgments of others never mattered. When you do what you're passionate about and you do what makes you happy, you allow your heart to lead, you allow these deeper parts of yourself to come through, you'll recognize that the things that people judge you for or ridicule you for were never about you in the first place. They're all entirely projections. But I need to go get those ego cards because I think that they would be really helpful for you, because they're all about self-forgiveness. And luckily, those are one of the things that I do have. So I think that this could be a very helpful deck for you to get. I'm not sure if it is still online, but I got it on Etsy, and it's literally called the Self-Forgiveness Oracle Deck Love Your Ego Edition, because this will really help you understand your ego in a way where you're not judging yourself for having an ego, because we all have egos, because you judge yourself. Whether you realize it or not, you definitely judge yourself very hard. And it would be super cool if you had compassion for yourself instead and the person that you're becoming, because yeah, there's a lot of awareness coming when it comes to how you talk about yourself, how you see the world, how you see others. You're gonna realize, if you haven't already, that a lot of the ways in which you see the world are because you see yourself that way, and then you'll be able to recognize the projection from others because you recognize the projection in yourself. We all project at times. There's no reason to shame yourself for it. But let's see. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to forgive themselves for when it comes to their ego, please? Let's get we'll get 5, just so that we can make sure that there's some. You don't have to resonate with all of them, but just take the ones that resonate for you and forgive yourself for them, because there's no reason to. Okay, we'll take those. Back of the deck. I forgive myself for thinking that I know better than life itself. I choose to believe that the exact circumstances needed to create the experience most suitable for me is perpetually being created, regardless of what I think or do about it. Yes. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We have, I forgive myself for mistaking achievement for a measurement of my worth. Yes. I choose to believe that although I may find myself drawn towards achievement, my worth is not in any way defined by the extent to which I am capable of attaining my goals. Yep. Said better than I could myself earlier. I forgive myself for assuming others need me to ensure they are provided for. I choose to believe that when I trust others to actively participate in the creation of their lives, I invest in a world where we are all empowered to see the true strength that exists in being. Another yes. I forgive myself for shaming another's ability to effortlessly and endlessly receive from their environment. I choose to believe that when I allow myself to receive without reflexively giving back, I am replenished with the resources I need to give more freely. We also have, I forgive myself for taking myself more seriously than is helpful to me. I choose to believe that when I allow myself to lighten up, my entire being becomes illuminated with the intuitive wisdom that aligns me with my highest potential. Yeah. We've had 2 of these control cards come out. We also have, I forgive myself for feeling as though I should not have experiences that only I seem to benefit from. I choose to believe that when I give myself permission to independently explore my desires, I am able to return to my loved ones with renewed passion. And finally, we have, I forgive myself for allowing others to dictate who I should be and how I should express myself. I choose to believe that the true expression of my truest self in each moment makes possible the expansion into all existing aspects of who I am becoming. Yeah, I mean, this one literally is like the self card. But yeah, those said it pretty well. I think especially the one about not taking yourself so seriously, because I think that's a hard thing. Like, that's something that I will say I struggle with, and I have to remind myself, I'm like, dude, you're literally just in a flesh prison. Everything you make is flawed, and that's okay. Like, just make and create. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like, it's not. And it helps. Like, just reminding yourself that, like, it's not that big of a deal, and, like, literally the world is not going to end if you're imperfect or make mistakes, I think has given me a lot of freedom, because yeah. I'm just saying I relate. But we're going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some positive guidance for you, because these were meant to be more like mini messages today. We're not going too deep, but I hope I hit on the messages that needed to be heard. So let's go ahead and see. And yeah, I would really recommend doing research into ego responses, or like getting this deck or something, because it also comes with a book that's very explanatory, that like explains ego responses. Like for example, these little cards at the bottom, kind of, so like the control, the words control, that represents like a category of ego response, and then the genius is either a feminine or masculine aspect of that response. I think the genius is masculine, but so for example, esteem, that would be a category that your ego falls into, but the martyr would be a feminine aspect of esteem, for example. So it also goes into feminine and masculine energies, which we all have both, so that could be helpful as well. But definitely a lot of your ego responses center around control, esteem, and acceptance. We have 2 esteem and 2 control, and 1 acceptance, 1 purpose, 1 security. But anyway, let's get your advice, because I'm just being nerdy and rambling about things that I find interesting. Yes, you're appreciated. Your family and friends appreciate you more than you know. Yeah, I definitely think, like, even if you had a good upbringing, like, that doesn't mean that, like, your family was perfect and it made you perfect, you know? All families, all parents, all guardians have limitations, and even though they're doing the best they can, there's usually things that we need to heal. Like, my parents are a perfect example. They did not know how to raise a child like me, which, trust me, they did the absolute best they could. But I mean, I was hell in a handbasket, and they did the best they could. So there's like things that I've had to heal from my childhood, where I'm like being a weirdo, being into stuff like this, like, you know, it all comes naturally. But you don't need to shame yourself or shame others for the past. Accepting it, having compassion for the fact that we're all doing the best we can with the knowledge we have at the time we have it, and keep going, keep growing. And I think one thing you need to know as well is that the people that are truly meant to be in your life will be ones that genuinely want you to do what's aligned with your highest good and what will make you happy. They're not going to shame you for choosing yourself or choosing what you need to do to make you happy. We also have listen to your heart. You're the only one who has the answer you're searching for. Quiet your mind and listen. It's there. We also have good vibrations. You're vibrating at a high level. Use this to your advantage. The law of attraction will work very effectively for you right now. We also have spirituality. By opening your mind up spiritually, you become more thoughtful and peaceful. Your spiritual journey is inspiring others. And we also have count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. This card urges you to focus on the positive. What you think about is what you bring about, which I feel like I was saying that earlier. Oh, and on the back of the deck, we have love. Positivity surrounds your love life right now. So whatever that looks like for you, take those as it resonates. But pile 3, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads, or at least letting them play in the background, because that is the simplest and easiest way to support me and my channel. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video. You can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can check out my merch, which is linked below, and my social media, which is also linked below. Though do be aware, I have scammers pretending to be me. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not solicit a personal reading from you in your DM. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, whenever it is that you are watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Labradorite Sun and Moon, oh, she looks so stunning here, and the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to use the tarot cards to channel the message from your soul family member, but we want to see who this soul family member is first. So to start, we have the Siren. We have kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, to find the root of our love through our connection to Source. We also have the Violet Spectrum. And we have the Golden Children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. We have breathing forest, feel the earth below your feet, nature, grounding energy, balance. And we have the 5th chakra with Archangel Gabriel. And finally, we have I embrace change and the snake. This is, oh gosh, okay, this is a very intriguing energy, me trying not to say interesting, because there's quite a few different interpretations of who this soul family member could be. And there's a part of me where I'm not sure what's you and what's them, because the vibe that I'm getting for some of you is that this soul family member is here to create this impact. When I was laying out the cards, I heard ascension partner. But for some of you, this could be a friend. This could be someone who's not even born yet, like someone who will come into your life as a child. If that's the case, if there is a child that comes into your life, whether it's through your family, a friend's child, or your own child, if it's that interpretation, I definitely think they'll be very similar to you. And I think that you will see a lot of yourself in them and recognize a lot of the same struggles that they're going through that you had to go through. And I do feel like you will be a guiding and grounding force in this person's life to help them be more expressive, to help them speak their truth, to help them share their gifts and express their truths more. I also think, though, you know, the Violet Spectrum talks about ascension, spirituality, things like that. And I think that the person being mentioned could also be someone who sparks this spiritual journey within you. Like maybe you're really drawn to this person and they're already spiritual. This could be a friend, a family member, or it could be a romantic partner from the past that drew you into this. Maybe the relationship itself didn't go very well, but it inspired you to go within and ascend and evolve, or maybe you both did a lot of healing together. But for some of you, this could be someone that like you're with and happy with. No matter what, the best way I can put it in a big picture perspective that encompasses the collective energy here is this soul family member is either someone who inspires you to go on this deeper spiritual journey yourself, either together or separately, where you both have a lot of resonance with your inner children. You both have the desire to be more honest and outspoken. You both want to grow and evolve, and there's tons of potential for the both of you. And I would say this person would be a balancing force that really helps you keep your feet to the ground, especially if you're in more chaotic energy. Or you resonate with this energy, but you're going to meet someone that has these similar qualities, and like I said, they may not even be incarnated yet, and you're going to help guide them, help them express themselves, help them speak their truths. And it might be uncomfortable for you to be in a more guiding figure. With this I embrace change, I almost feel like for some of you it's like, oh wow, I'm really not like a noob anymore. I have to kind of step up and help someone else and guide them. And I think it's going to be a really humbling thing where you realize just how far you've come and how much you've grown and how much you've evolved. And I think you're going to be able to have a much deeper appreciation for just how far you've come on your journey. If you were drawn to any of the past piles, I would check them out. I can't remember what I said in them, but I do remember saying that the number 39 was significant and Archangel Gabriel was significant in some of those piles, and this card came out, which I'm not gonna lie, really creeped me out. But there's a lot of interconnectedness in the piles today, so if you feel drawn to any of them, feel free to check them out. But I definitely think it's actually interesting with this specific pile, when I was setting up the reading, and I set up like the piles and the stones before I shuffle these oracle cards, I just had this profound sense of love and peace and like warmth. So I feel like no matter what, I feel like it's more likely for most of you that this will be someone who shares a lot of your similar struggles. So this could be like a best friend that helps you really ground your energy. It could be a lover, but I do feel like it is more familial or because like lovers can be soul family, but I do feel like this is someone who probably incarnates with you a lot. I do feel like you share a lot of similarities, especially when it comes to gifts and talents. You both may be more sensitive or more struggle to speak your truths, but I feel like there's a deep resonance where you both are different, but you're the same type of different, and so there's a lot of camaraderie between the two of you. So I definitely think that for some of you, this person could be someone that's guiding you, but I still think that if it's not a person leading you to this energy, I very much think you're going to help someone through this energy yourself. Because maybe nobody led you to this energy that we're looking at, this desire to dive deeper into your psychic self and kind of go within and kind of do that work and ascend and unleash your potential. I feel like no matter what, this soul family member is someone who you're both meant to have a profound impact in each other's lives, but I get the vibe that for a lot of you, you're meant to be the support system for them, almost like providing something that you didn't have. So if it is like a mentor-mentee relationship or something like that, or like a family relationship where, you know, like they could be a cousin, a niece or nephew, they could literally be your child, or your bestie. Like, I feel like you'll be able to fill in a lot of blanks for them that they wouldn't have otherwise and be a support system that they themselves didn't have. And I think you're going to come to appreciate your journey on this earth and what you've gone through, because it's prepared you to help this person and make life a little bit easier for them. However, this could be someone that helps you do that, and it could be like a cyclical thing. Like they help you and then you help them and then they'll help someone else, and vice versa, excuse me. But I also think there's a lot here with learning to speak your truth, especially with the throat chakra being here and Archangel Gabriel. I feel like you could create with this person. I feel like you and this person could learn a lot together or ascend together. I definitely do get a best friend energy for some of you, or like a counterpart of some kind that helps you be grateful for this experience that you're having on earth and help you be confident in the person that you're becoming and accepting of the person that you are, even if it's very different from the majority of the world. I know this is a little bit vague, but Spirit's already pushing me to get into the reading. Oh, this could be a sibling too. With the golden children, I do feel like on a soul level, you and this person are definitely like cut from the same cloth, deal with similar experiences, and often incarnate together in certain ways to help each other grow. But I think it's less so about helping each other grow and more so being a support system for one another in very difficult timelines like birth. And I think it's interesting that you guys picked the Wild Unknown Tarot, because I think for some of you, you may have no idea who this is or how they'll come into your life, but that's kind of part of the wild unknown, you know what I mean? And with the Mother of Pentacles coming out, like I definitely think that you could be a grounding force for them, actually, if you're in a more mature place when they come into your life. But let's just go ahead and see what message they have for you, because Spirit's pushing me there, and I feel like there's so many combinations of what this could be. I don't want to channel myself into a tizzy. So, Spirit, what messages does the soul family member have? I'd like to clarify that Two of Cups, please. Okay, yeah. All right, what other messages? Wands. Back of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely do think that for a lot of you, this person will have some sort of family significance with the Ten of Pentacles on the back of the deck. And you may very well be instrumental in helping them add to the legacy that you've created, which is really cool. But I'm actually having a hard time seeing what they want to say to you, because there's so many, like I know individually what all these cards mean, but I'm trying to get the vibe of what these cards are trying to say overall. Okay. No matter what your relationship status is, I feel like this soul family member is actually coming in right now in this reading to give you some advice and help give you some more awareness. The biggest thing you need to know is that you're more right than you realize. That is the biggest thing coming through. You're more right than you realize. But it's okay to have conflicting ideas and be uncertain. With the Two of Cups being here, the really interesting thing that I'm getting is that there may be a lot that you're learning through your relationships right now. And I feel like this soul family member is almost coming to give encouragement, because if you are going to guide them in the future, I think that they're going to face similar relational issues. And I think that you're going to be a very healing presence in their life and help prevent them from making similar mistakes that you did, or at least try to, because, you know, we all have to make our own mistakes. But with the Five of Wands being here, I feel like this soul family member is asking you not to fight the truest parts of yourself, because the more you embrace them, the easier it will be to help inspire others to do the same. But with the Five of Wands here as well, I feel like this soul family member is saying that for some of you, if this is a romantic interest, I'm hearing the song Ride or Die by Phoebe something or other. I can't remember names very well when I'm channeling. I called Daft Punk the guys with the robot heads the other day. I didn't deserve to be, I kind of did deserve to be roasted for that, but it was just a mistake. I can't remember everything all the time. But I definitely think that if you're really frustrated with where you're at in life, or frustrated with the struggles that you're dealing with, these struggles that you're going through right now are what's leading you to the wisdom you need to help this soul, or the wisdom you need to get to the place you're going next. I know this is incredibly vague. I'm sorry. This is a really interesting pile, and there's like, it's weird because there's a lot coming through, but then like nothing that I can, like, there's a lot of sensory stuff happening right now, and it's hard to even put it into words, because I'm much better at when, like, because a lot of times when I'm channeling, it just feels like I'm being fed words. But I don't think that this person, for some of you, this person could be mute. I think that's the proper term. They may not speak. Or they may have trouble speaking. Their voice is something that they're going to need help healing with, because it's like they're trying to give me messages, but they're having trouble giving me the words. They could deal with like dyslexia or something that makes it more challenging to read. I feel like this person is going to be much more, they're going to express more with their creations. For some, it's going to be art, but for others, it's going to be through their physical gestures, through their expressions. But also, like, please forgive me if anything I say is not like the proper term. I mean no ill will or anything like that. I'm just trying to convey what I'm experiencing. But I do think that this family member is coming through to say that there's a lot of healing that you both are going to achieve together in whatever form of relationship you both have, and that there's going to be a real sense of camaraderie between the two of you, like, oh, you just get me, like, we just get each other. And it might actually be a really cool thing, especially if they come into your life when you're older, because I feel like it's going to be like looking into a mirror at your younger self. And I think at times you might want to like control their life or control what they're doing because you don't want them to make the same mistakes. And sometimes you're going to have to watch them make the same mistakes as you and just sit there and wait for them to come back so you can be like, I told you so. But I think that this soul is letting you know that the healing and the work that you're doing now are leading you to journeys, adventures, and experiences beyond your wildest dreams. And not only that, real abundance that is going to cultivate a lot of comfort and a lot of safety in your life. You're going to be very secure, and I think that you're creating a legacy that this soul is going to help you with the Three of Wands really being here. I feel like they're going to add energy to whatever you're creating or whatever you're doing. And even if it's not like a business or something like that, I feel like it could be like, you know, if there's a philanthropic cause, maybe you meet through that and put in more effort towards that. Because for some of you, you may not be biologically related to them, but they will be family nonetheless. If you know who this person is already and you've been having some like arguments and things like that, I feel like this person wants you to know that it's nothing personal. They're just going through their own things right now. And you may need to give them a little bit of space to just kind of rest and heal. But for the majority of you, I feel like this could be a child that comes into your life later in life, or maybe even soon if you know someone that's having a baby. With the Four of Swords being here, I definitely feel like this is going to be a connection that helps heal you and them. And I think that you're going to provide a very solid support system for them in a way that you didn't have, which I know I said already, but it's deeper than that. It's like there's just something very special about the bond that you two share, and there's no words that I can use to really do it justice. And it's very frustrating for me because I like words and I like saying them. And my Virgo moon is kind of spinning right now because I don't have the words to describe this energy quite right. And maybe that's because it hasn't formed enough to be talked about in human terms, or because there's just so many possibilities here. But I feel like if you're going through life right now and really just struggling with your journey, I almost feel like Spirit's coming in, or this soul's coming in to give you a lot of encouragement. Because even if you're not meant to be a guiding force in their life, I do think they're meant to help you ascend and them ascend, vice versa. The things that you're doing now are preparing you to prepare you to help this person, which I know I got off track and I lost what I was saying. So maybe it wasn't important. This is a very hard to channel pile. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like this is just something where once you know this person, everything will make sense. Like everything that you've been going through will make sense. Everything that you've been experiencing will make sense. And I'm being called to use an oracle deck. I think it will actually fill in a lot of the blanks here. But I think that the overall message of what you need to know is that you are being led to calmer waters, and you might have to go through some storms to get there, but you're being led to wisdom, power, strength beyond your wildest dreams. And this soul has a role in that, whether they are helping you with it, whether they are leading you to it, whether they're helping assist you with it, whether like they might be your apprentice, they might help you in some sort of way. There's just so many possibilities here. And I actually would really, really encourage you, any messages that you get from these cards that I'm not saying, take what resonates for you. If you get messages from these cards that I'm not speaking, take them. I would be here forever if I gave every single possible combination, because there's a lot, and I'm trying to summarize like the vibes here, but the vibes are just so etheric. Like they're just so intangible. And it's like, I can't quite get the full picture. There's some sort of, whatever journey you're on right now, there's some sort of lesson that you're not, I don't even want to say lesson, but just like wisdom to be gained that's going to be invaluable to your experience in the future, and invaluable to helping this person, or you and this person helping each other. I definitely think that you both are very talented and on a different wavelength than most, and there's just going to be this deep sense of camaraderie. Like, you both get each other in a much deeper way than most friendships or most family connections are. It's just like a deep familial love that is like, I would do anything to help this person. I would do anything to assist them. And I think right now, if you're on the younger side, you may be going through a lot of experiences that this soul family member is going to experience themselves, and the wisdom you gain will be really helpful and really useful to them. There could be something karmic with that, that you may help them with. But I'm going to go ahead and get the Oracle card, because I feel like I'm just trying to pull at straws. Like, truly, I really do. But I felt called to grab the Lightworker Oracle Guidebook, and I feel called to grab 2 cards. So we're going to allow Spirit to shuffle 2 cards. And these are very long, so get ready. But this is a very useful, very valuable deck. I definitely think it is quite possible that you both could have a similar lightworking mission. But let's go ahead and see. Spirit, what does this soul family member want to say to pile 4? Ah! And 2 came out. How perfect. Okay. We have Ascension, the Rainbow Bridge, and the 4th Ray of Harmony. Does anyone else think this looks like Nick Coletti? Every time I see this card, I think of Nick Coletti. Anyway. What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck? Step the fuck up, Kyle. Anyway, only Vine people will get it. Okay, so let's start with the Rainbow Bridge. You've been growing spiritually and your consciousness is expanding. It is transforming your experience of the material world from something you must control or conquer into a living expression of the radiant divine. As your appreciation and love for the material world becomes more unconditional, so too does the light that can flow into your aura, chakras, and physical body. As you psychically expand, you may need more rest, healing, and meditation than usual to integrate the increasing degree of light and the consciousness it awakens within you. The Rainbow Bridge is a term for the channel of light that moves through your chakra system and along your spine, allowing spirit to enter your body and stimulate the development of your soul. This bridge comes to life as your consciousness is raised. It draws in higher energies that nourish and awaken your body, mind, and soul through your chakra system. As your chakras become stimulated by the increasing influx of spiritual light, a clearing process begins which supports the consequent expansion of your consciousness. This clearing is like a spiritual detoxification. It clears blocks from your mind, emotional body, and physical body, as well as from your soul, such as unresolved past life issues. So maybe that's something you and the soul will be working on this lifetime. As these blocks are broken down and processed, emotional trauma stored in your organs and nervous system can be released, and your energy field becomes more spacious. This creates room for an increase of spiritual light. As a result, you feel clearer about who you are and why you are here, and others see more clearly when they are in your field. You become more powerful. Your energy field continues to clear itself, attracting more spiritual light, becoming more visible beyond physical limits. Others can be supported by your light, even if they cannot see your physical body. You are growing as a light worker and helping humanity in increasing ways whilst enjoying your own spiritual growth. You are opening to new consciousness now. With this comes new insight, awareness, and an awakening or deepening of your soul talents, such as healing, clairvoyance, channeling, or telepathy. Your channels are being cleared and activated. Rest, open up, and allow. Be patient and trust in your process. I'm also being told this soul may pop in your dreams, and they may not look like what they look like in real life. They'll show up how they want to look. If emotional content arises, you are concerned to express what you are concerned you might be falling back into old habits, do not be afraid. Find ways to express what you are feeling through writing, therapy, dance, music, and art, sound, and conscious movement. Explore your personal expression to allow for spiritual expansion. This oracle brings an additional message from Spirit. Hold on. Ascension can be a wild ride. Anything is possible. The past is not an indicator. The future is not set. This is a moment to cultivate your deepest feelings of spiritual love and peace. Simply allow the genius of life to flow through you in whatever way it chooses. During Ascension, your life can change quite dramatically. The Rainbow Bridge empowers us to rise from one reality into another. Even if your outer world doesn't change radically, internally you will feel as though you are living a different life. Eventually, the physical world changes will follow. Enjoy crossing the rainbow bridge into new consciousness, dear one. You have everything you need. You are ready for this. It is meant to be. So there's an invocation that you can speak. So I'm going to make sure, hopefully it's in the camera, you can screenshot that and say it. But let's read the fourth ray of harmony now. I feel like that summed up a lot of what I was trying to say. So I'm so grateful for these cards because Alana Fairchild is just great. And are you fucking kidding me? I literally forgot this was the Archangel Gabriel card. I was thinking about that. Man, Archangel Gabriel is coming through for y'all. One stone you might want actually is Herkimer Diamond. That's one of his stones. But let's see what else to say. It's not, I was just too distracted by the fact that this guy looks like Nick Coletti. I completely forgot. Okay, the fourth ray of harmony comes to you now with the qualities of beauty, harmony, and balance. It empowers you to complete a spiritual initiation. Any conflict you experience now serves your divine purpose. It will eventually become fuel you need to be born anew. Something negative will be transformed into something positive. Archangel Gabriel helps you to receive the blessing of the fourth ray of harmony now. When the fourth ray of harmony is active in your life, you are approaching spiritual initiation, which creates a whole new person, a new you. Initiation may begin with feeling torn between two choices and realities. You may wonder if you have what it takes to get through this. You do. As you discover your strength to be patient with the process, rather than trying to force an outcome prematurely, eventually you will outgrow the conflict altogether, emerging a wiser, more powerful you. You will have gained a positive outcome from what was once considered a negative situation. When the fourth ray of harmony becomes stronger in your soul, avoid becoming scattered, out of balance, or swinging from one extreme to another in your thoughts, actions, and emotions. You will need to keep grounding yourself and being moderate, rather than all or nothing in your life choices. This will create your successful outcome more swiftly than trying to force something to happen immediately. The challenge and the gift with the fourth ray of harmony is the increased sensitivity to the beauty it engenders. Music takes on a whole new emotional depth. The beauty or chaos in your environment and even the colors you wear has more of an impact than usual. You can use this increased sensitivity to your advantage by choosing art, music, colors, and so on that feel good for you. The mainstream is still operating in a fear-based energy. With increased sensitivity, you can be at times more affected by this. If you're experiencing increased negativity, depression, doubt, fear, or emotional instability, this is likely why. You can overcome this without shutting down. When you sense it happening, respond with a loving discipline. You might meditate, journal, dance, create art, listen to music, exercise, have a bath, or spend time in nature to bring yourself back to balance. This ray has a special connection to the arts and guides you to create. You are encouraged to trust your own creativity, to enjoy it and use it to help heal yourself and perhaps others too. When Archangel Gabriel enters your life, there will be an emphasis on the use of sound for healing and balance. So the words you use, affirmations for example, and the invocations in this deck will be very powerful. So will music. You may use sound to help balance and restore your energy. You'll know when it has worked because you will feel happier and find life simpler. You may not immediately solve an issue, but start doing what you need to take care of yourself, knowing resolution is on its way. And then we have the invocation here if you want to screenshot it, save it, and say it. So this is the interesting thing about tarot, and I want to say this before I finish off with your advice, is that even though the prompt of this reading was about soul family, Spirit doesn't care. Like, Spirit will come through with the messages it needs to. So I may have very well just wasted my time for 20 minutes until we got to those messages, because maybe that's what you really needed to hear. And that's kind of on line with what I was trying to channel. So if you don't resonate with the soul family member part, but you do resonate with the message part, maybe that's all that's really meant for you, and the soul family part doesn't matter. Spirit works in mysterious ways, and as long as you get the messages that you need that will help you, then it does not matter. And anyone who is cranky about it needs to have some loving discipline and go journal, dance, meditate, figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna finish this reading off. I know this was chaotic as hell, but I hope it was helpful. So we're gonna finish off with some final guidance and advice for you. So Spirit, what guidance and advice do you have for pile 4? We have surrender. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes for you. Your manifestations will materialize when you truly surrender. This one's come out a lot today. Listen to your heart. You're the only one who has the answer you're searching for. Quiet your mind and listen. It's there. We also have love. Positivity surrounds your love life right now. And be fearlessly you. It's time to become fearlessly you. This is the most powerful step you can take towards living your best life. Don't worry about what others think. And on the back of the deck, we have good vibrations. You're vibrating at a high level. Use this to your advantage. The law of attraction will work very effectively for you right now. Well, I love that. And I love you, Pile 4. I think that you're doing great things. And I think you need to be easier on yourself. I don't know what you're going through. Well, I kind of do because I'm just channeling it, but I don't know the semantics, but I do know you're strong enough to get through it. And I do know that if you were drawn to this message and you made it through despite all my chaos, that you will get through any chaos that you need to because you got through this. So Pile 4, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads or just letting them play in the background. That is the simplest and easiest way for you to support me and my channel and what I do. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below and let me know how it resonates. I'll definitely be interested to know. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and you can click that little notification bell to be part of my notification squad. You can also, what else can you do? You can check out my merch, which is linked below, and you can check out my social media that is linked below. Though to be aware, I have tons of scammers pretending to be me on social media. So, yeah, I do not offer personal readings, and I will not offer you a personal reading in your DMs. But that's all I have. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading helped you. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 5. If you guys chose the Chrysoprase stone and the Good Tarot, this is going to be your reading all on the soul family member that's coming through and the messages that they have for you. So we're going to use the tarot to see the messages, but we're going to go ahead and start by looking at these oracle cards to get their energy. I did also want to say, if you feel your energy, that's okay. I would try a different pile because it's not insane to think that your own energy would be in the soul family reading. But 2, if you felt drawn to any of the other piles, I would check them out because there's been a lot of syncs between the piles. It's been a very interesting reading, very synchronistic. Anyway, to start, we have the Castle and the Creator. You guys actually got way more oracle cards than the other piles. We also have Universal Love, number 44. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. We have Grace. We have Yin Yang. It's interesting, 22 and 44. We have Rainbow Road, you are on the right path, higher self, alignment, authenticity. And we also have Halfway Point, meet in the middle, compromise, common ground, reconciliation. We have Double Mission, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. And finally, we have the Whale, and we have number 37, I am authentic. Does that not look like Alyssa Edwards? I feel like that's just Alyssa Edwards. Okay, so yeah, this spread is a little bit messier, but that's fine. Oh, all these piles have been so interesting and interconnected in different ways. This is definitely somebody who is very special to you, because if you know them, you know, and if you don't, you certainly haven't met them yet, because they will be very, very special. This person, because I do think that they are going to come to you. I don't think they're a spirit guide. I do think that they are a person. This either going to sound like you, or you haven't met this person yet, or it will resonate, or it's not your pile. But with like all the green here, I do feel like this is a physical, like you're going to know this person in the physical realm, even if you haven't met them yet. And I think that there's profound similarities and profound differences between the two of you that will really help you both grow. And the funny thing is that I'm gonna have to say you both a lot, because there's a lot of energy here that is, yeah, it's dual. You know, you can't have this without that. And it's like you can't have this person's energy without your energy. It's really interesting. And another thing I'm really called to is the fact that we have so many eyes closed. So I don't know if this person pops up in your dreams a lot or will pop up in your dreams, but that open third eye, I definitely think that this person could be like, this could be someone you have an interesting history with. With the creator in the castle, I feel like this person's doing pretty well for themselves, maybe through something that they created, or this castle could also refer to the fact that they have pretty strong walls. I think the creator definitely references either what they do for a living or just who they are as a person. They may be very creative in nature, or they may be good at like speaking things into existence or something like that. But this person definitely has a more synchronistic purpose in your life. With the halfway point and meet in the middle, like I said, I think that there's profound similarities and profound differences and a lot of growth to be had within this connection. You might resonate with being a light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. I definitely think that this person is very unique and very different, very weird. And if you resonate with those titles, I think that they would as well if you haven't met them yet. And with the I am authentic, I think this person is very true to their weirdness. And actually, I almost think that the closed eyes are kind of signify the fact that they follow their intuition more than what they see on paper. They trust their intuition more than what their external reality is telling them. Sorry, my neighbors are moving out, so you might hear some loud craziness. But with the whale here, this person is very emotionally intelligent and profoundly compassionate. I actually wanted to read, there's something at the end of the whale that I can't remember what it is, so that's why I have to look at it, but I think it's a good message. I guess I'll just read the whole thing. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain. They may have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, giving them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. This is what's important. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. So I feel like you'll either meet this person or this person will help you a lot when you are in a really dark place, whether this person is aware of it or not. I do think that this person is part of your alignment in some way. And I think this person is meant to open up your awareness and your understanding of what love can actually be. And I don't just mean like romantic love, I mean just universal love, literally. But I don't know why this card makes me think of the song International Love by Pitbull, which I mean, banger. So I don't know, maybe this person will be from a different country. Maybe in order to meet this person, you'll have to meet in different, you might have to meet at some common ground, for example. But there may be challenges in this connection that cause you to break apart and reconcile, separate and reconcile. But with the Grace card being here, I think that that is a really positive sign that any challenges or issues that this connection traverses, you're able to have grace and compassion for one another through them, or for yourselves if you're not interacting with the other. I do feel like this person comes from a place of prominence or comes from a place of security financially. With the castle being here, I feel like this person doesn't really struggle financially, and I think that could be partially because they were supported in their endeavors early on, or they could be self-made and created their own thing themselves, or it could be both. I do just feel like you and this person have a very, like with the yin yang card here, it's with it upright, this card does take uprights and reversals. I read them all upright and usually just include both the yin yang, but this would highlight more yin energy. So this person could be more feminine than you, which we do have a lot of feminine energy in this pile, and a lot of double numbers. So I definitely think that there is synchs abound with this person. And I definitely think that this is someone who really aligns with the version of yourself you're becoming and really speaks to the parts of you that I feel like not a lot of people voice. Like, I think there's parts of you that maybe you know deep down are there, but you can't find the right words or don't quite have the best references to like fully see it, and I feel like this person fills in blanks, almost like Mad Libs or something. Like they almost know what you're feeling when you don't know you're feeling it or know what's going on. This is definitely someone who creates from an emotional place, an emotional space, and I feel like you both definitely have some starseed energy going on. This person's very different, just like you, because you're also very different. And I think you both share that understanding that you're two weirdos in a world trying to keep you normal. And I think that this is someone, if you don't know them yet, will have a profoundly deep impact on you and help you grow and evolve unlike anyone ever has. And I think that your relationship or connection with this person, no matter what type of connection it is far bigger than just you two. I think that there's a planetary benefit to this soul connection, and it's quite possible that you and this person have some sort of soul mission together. And I almost, the movie Pinocchio could be significant, but specifically in the animated Pinocchio, like the song about wishing upon a star, that could be significant. But I definitely think this person is true to who they are, even when it's to their detriment or even when it may not be accepted, because I think this person is just so much them and has been rewarded by the universe for being them that they don't really worry about what other people think. But I definitely think there's a lot of mirroring with this person. There's a lot of similarities and definitely differences, but similarities where it counts, especially when it comes to what things mean to the both of you and what motivates the both of you, if that makes sense. This is definitely someone who is maybe more forgiving than they should be at times with people, but this is a profound gift because they're able to take things less personally and learn from their experiences and grow from them and still be open to new opportunities in the future. So let's see what message they have for you, because this is pretty, I mean, it's deep and intense but straightforward. I just had an oracle card fall. I'm gonna get that back up. Okay, so you guys chose the good tarot, which you have good taste because this is one of my favorite decks, and I don't bring it out all the time, but it is one of my favorites. So I'm intrigued to see what this soul has to say to you. So Spirit, what messages? Did I cut the deck into threes? I need to do that while I burp. Sorry. Okay. Spirit, what messages does pile five's soul family member have for them? What do they want to say? Okay, we have the Hermit card. And we have Temptation. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the King of Cups. And on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Interesting. So I think that more than anything, this is not the person themselves. This is the person's higher self. Which really is their soul part of them. But I feel like they have a very important message for you. And essentially that is to pay more attention to yourself, because you will learn more about this person through that. If you're putting this person on a pedestal or assuming that they don't have struggles or that they don't deal with similar things to you, this person's soul's coming through to say, no, like I deal with the same things. Like I'm hearing the song So Am I by Ava Max, and I think that this person is just very good at concealing what they're going through. I mean, even here, like as I was saying concealing, I started hearing Let It Go. Like this person may have something to do with music, or like maybe they communicate to you through music, but like this lady kind of looks like Elsa, and I was hearing Let It Go because I feel like this person just has a really good way of making people not realize what they're going through. Like the part of the song that was significant is conceal, don't feel. And I think that this person does conceal a lot of their feelings for you. With the King of Cups here, I mean, there's a lot of emotional depth to them. And I think that there's a lot of deep-rooted feelings here. And they really care about you. And I think more than anything, if there has been difficulties in the past between the two of you with the Five of Cups, they've done a lot of healing with that. And I think more than anything, they do just want you both to be on good terms and happy and living your lives. I think that this person, oh, and yeah, there's like a little fairy playing a flute here. So I do think that you may have a role in whatever they create, which I think is interesting. And I think that this person, you feel like a muse to this person of some kind, or like, what's the best way to put this? I feel like this person really just wants you to be happy, wants you to do what is going to make you happiest. But I feel like this person more than anything wants your connection to be happier. I feel like they're confirming that they've been doing a lot of inner work and working on their shadow aspects. The Temptation card is the Devil. And I feel like this person is saying, you know, if you struggle to show people how you feel, or if you put up a facade, or if you struggle with certain addictions or certain tendencies, if you have the tendency to wall people out, for example, this person's coming in to say, yeah, same. Like, this person is much more similar to you than you realize. And if you've put them on a pedestal, this person is asking you to knock them off of it, because they're not as pristine as you may perceive them to be. This person has just as many flaws as someone else, even though they have a lot of gifts. And I think with the Seven of Swords here, this person is acknowledging that they haven't been very upfront with their feelings or how they truly feel about you, but they do really care. And I think it's just because they're afraid to express their emotions. And I think it's easier to kind of distract themselves from them and stay more so isolated from you, because then they don't have to face them and they don't have to face that fear of rejection. I think there is a fear of rejection here. And I think that this person has been doing their best to work on themselves and do their own thing. And they hope that you've been doing the same. With the Seven of Swords, though, I think that this person has problems jumping to conclusions, or has problems being honest with their true feelings sometimes, because I think it's very easy for them to get caught up in delusional fears about you, this connection. Like, I feel like they may almost get carried away with, like, reasons why they shouldn't talk to you, or reasons why this could go poorly, or reasons why, like, things could just go to shit. And I think that they really cherish and covet this connection, and so as a result they push it away, which is very ironic. But I think more than anything, deep down, they really do just want harmony with you. I think they're just very afraid of what necessarily they have to do to get there. And so I think they're doing a lot of pushing things off, not pushing things off, but like giving things to the universe and just trying to work on themselves, because one, they're afraid of taking action and being wrong on their intuition and then realizing there was something that they should have been doing all along. But two, I feel like if this person acts like really cold or acts like they don't care, I feel like that's a total lie. They're just they feel very drawn to you. I think that you're like someone that they fantasize about a lot and just have like the deepest of feelings for, but they just pretend like they don't. Because if you pretend like you don't, I think they match that energy. This person is definitely very good at matching energies that they enter, whether they realize it or not. I definitely resonate with that concept. As a Libra rising and a person with a lot of placements in their 7th house, it can be very easy to like match the vibe that you're in, or become the vibe that you need to be to not stand out as much. And I think that's something that this person does, even though they're very authentically themselves in their own space. I think when they're outside in the real world, they may do a very good job of masking, literally, or concealing their truth. And I think maybe one thing that they've concealed from you is the fact that they haven't really wanted to tell you how they truly feel. And I think that they've kind of been walling themselves off from this connection, or just walling themselves off from people in general, because the Castle does talk about, like, you know, pushing people out. And So I think that this person, you know, has been trying to focus on themselves, but maybe is dealing with the energy of this connection in a way where they're being tempted by their own addictions or things like that. But I think they're being called to heal them. More than anything, I want to pull like 2 more cards and just see what else they want to say. Because this is more so like, basically what I'm hearing is like, I'm a mirror. Everything that you experience, I experience as well. The semantics may be different, but like, we're more alike than you think. And the more we recognize how universal our experience is, the more we'll recognize each other. Yeah, with the 5 of Cups, I definitely feel like this person is definitely battling their own demons. Did Spirit want me to get the back? I'll just cut the deck. Okay, yeah. All right, we're going to leave that there, and we're going to leave this here. So I feel like what this person really wants you to know more than anything, and because we did have that Lightworker Starseed, I'm going to pull one of these cards for you. I feel like this person has hope for this connection, but it's almost like they kind of give it up to the divine because maybe they've tried to fight for this connection, or maybe they're afraid to fight for it or afraid to put themselves out there and be rejected. I think they're on this spiritual journey right now of learning how to balance their masculine energy. Everyone has feminine and masculine energy within them. And with the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Air, 7 of Swords coming out here, those are the masculine energies. And so I think that this person is learning spiritual lessons when it comes to their masculine energy. But with the Star being here, I feel like this person wants you to know that like they want to fight for this connection. They're just very afraid. And I think that this person could have gone through depression recently or just really struggled with their own emotional health. And so anything that sounds similar, like you guys might not even be talking, but have very similar experiences going on and go through very similar energies together. I feel like this person more than anything is like asking you to look at yourself more so that you can understand them better. But with the King of Cups being here, I feel like this person's saying, I feel much more deeply for you than you could ever know. And I think with the Star, you're like their greatest wish, which is pretty intense. And I think they recognize it as intense, and maybe they're uncomfortable with that intensity, so they don't necessarily want to admit that to themselves. But I think this person just constantly hopes that things will be reconciled, that things will get better, that you'll find common ground. And more than anything, I think they just want the best for you and deeply, deeply care for you and hope that whatever is going on between the two of you, or whatever you both are going through or experiencing, that you both can grow and heal together. That 7 of Fire is really interesting. Unicorns might be significant, but let's go ahead and look at these, because I was struggling to channel a little bit in the last pile too, and I got these and they summarized everything. So this is a Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild, if you're curious. I'm probably going to forget to put it in the description, that's why I'm saying it now. Anyway, Spirit, what message do you have for pile 5, or what does this soul family member, what is their message for pile 5 that they would like them to know at this time? Okay. We have Spiritual Decree. Let's see what's going on there. All right. All right. You've been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheels in motion? If your answer is yes, it is time to speak your truth to the universe. Decree it, and you shall be it. You've been praying for help, asking for a map, and wanting directions. You are wise in the ways of the receptive, responsive approach to life. It is spiritually mature to trust the greater guiding power of life to direct your course. And yet the wishes in your heart are a part of how that happens. Divine destiny is not something that just happens to you, but it is something that you co-create as a living spiritual being with free will and divine love beating in your heart. You're being honored for your ability to ask for guidance and wait for signs. You are also being asked to set intention and develop faith in yourself, to trust in what your heart yearns for, what you love so much that you are willing to go through the discomfort of growth to see it come to life. It is time for you to have the experience of seeing your intention blossom into manifestation. This does not mean that you have to make things happen. You're not responsible for how your manifestation occurs. The universe unfolds according to its own genius, of course, but you are responsible for the words, beliefs, and intentions you express that are the seeds of your personal creations. The universe then responds in its own wise and powerful way. When this oracle card comes to you, it is time to speak your truth. What does your heart truly yearn for? Focus on it and say it aloud. Don't be afraid to speak your dreams, desires, wishes, and fantasies. Sometimes it is only in daring to speak them aloud that we really understand what we want. This can be terrifying, liberating, exciting, and a life-changing moment. It is the moment we grow into a spiritual adult, becoming willing to take responsibility for our own life journey. Will you speak your heart truths now? Feel your words moving the energy from deep within, transforming your truth into sound and realizing it as intent into the universe. Don't worry about finding the perfect words. Just speak freely from your heart. Give yourself permission to express your deepest desires and then let go and trust. So I bet this person needs to hear that too. But I guess that just goes to show why you both mirror. But there's an invocation here if you would like to speak it. You can screenshot that and speak it, but I think that's a beautiful message. I think spirit really came through there. But we're gonna go ahead and finish. Some of y'all might be having an opportunity coming up, manifestation coming in. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Let's finish this reading off with some positive guidance from the universe. Let's see what they want you to know. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 5? What would you like pile 5 to know? You're deserving. Accept the good, you deserve it. Reject the bad, you deserve more. We also have refocus your energy. Sometimes the most productive way forward is to stop, rest, and reassess. We also have journaling. Write down how you're feeling. This will help you release anger, confusion, and self-doubt. And we also have focus. Remain completely focused on exactly what you want. The best is yet to come. And on the back of the deck, we have divine timing. Everything will make sense soon. Trust that the timing of your life is being taken care of by your angels and the universe. And underneath that, we have new beginnings. So an exciting shift is on its way. A new job, project, promotion, or home is in the works. So that could be significant as well. This was a chaotic reading. I hope that I channeled the messages that I needed to. I hope you got what you needed out of this. But I'm gonna leave this reading here because the energy is quite intense and it's pile 5. So pile 5, which I was gonna leave it here anyway because we're at the end of the reading, but I'm gonna leave your reading here, like I just said. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching my ads or letting them play in the background. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you would like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, you can subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can check out my merch, which is linked below, and my social media, which is also linked below, though do be aware I have tons of scammers pretending to be me. So I will not slide into your DMs offering you a personal reading. No, I will not, because I do not have time. I wish I could do personal readings, but I do not. So I do not offer them. If somebody asks that or says that, saying they're me, they're a fucking liar. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, whenever it is that you're watching this video. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!